around the graveside and give Michael your thoughts, prayers, or a written message if you'd like. So these will be making their way around. If you want to place a written message in with him, you can. And so Wendy's going to walk around with them. And also there's a program in there if you'd like that too. So. All right. Parks is going to help. In case some of you didn't hear, Lewis Mitten is a former summer camp student of Michael's, and he came to get to know him when he was about 6, and over the years was able to stay in touch with him because he's a musician. And Michael worked at Sam Ash, and he often came in with his family and kept touch over the years that way, and offered to come and play one of Michael's favorite songs as well as just some other music. And Selena, you're going to sing?
Oh, yes.
Oh, and Selena's going to sing. So that's exciting too. We'll wait kind of like towards the processional to sing the song, but enjoy the music. Happy time.
Now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads. They say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all.
Beautiful.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I looked at clouds that way. Now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds, illusions that I recall. No, I really don't know cloud at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel, and every fairy tale comes real. Ah, I looked at love that way. Now it's just another show.
If I could please not let people talk about him at his funeral that didn't know him, and that he wanted somebody to really know him, that talked about him, and that if I could do it, it wasn't too hard. But this is really probably the extent of what I have that I could say. But I've been so uplifted over the past months from stories from his friends that really showed me parts of Michael that I didn't know, and so I wanted them to share stories with family and loved ones because they did make me feel so good. So I'm going to turn that over to Jordan, and he's going to get everybody started. So thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. He clearly made a huge impact in everybody's lives, clearly. And thank you all for taking your time to be with us here on his final day. But out of everybody, I think I've known Michael the least out of all of his close friends, but he nevertheless made a huge impact on my life. All I can really say is, I guess, thank you, and it's I can't recommend more to everybody here to our friendship really is really based on music and playing guitar, so that has brought us together to explore different avenues of our lives that we shared together, and I can't recommend any more to be true to yourself, follow your passions, and that will lead you hopefully to great people like Michael that will make an impact on your life. So that's really all I have to say. If anyone else would like to come up and you guys.
Hi, I'm Michael's cousin, and Michael was really close to my heart, and I love him very much. He gave me a lot of free love. That's what's hard to say.
I'm pretty afraid of breaking down in front of everybody talking about my friend. So I wrote down what I wanted to say, hoping that I would keep me from rambling. So sorry if it sounds a little robotic, but I first met Michael working at Sam Ash Music like a lot of us did. I had just moved here from Orlando, and Michael had broke the ice one night by asking me what I was listening to while we were closing. We became acquaintances until one day Michael came up to me with Roger Aponte and asked me to play whatever my favorite drum kit in the store was, thinking he was just trying to make a sale. I did, and he looked at Roger, and then he looked back at me, and I wrote to do my best Michael impression on this one. And he said, "Okay, thank you, Cody." Which I thought was really weird. A couple days after that, he asked me if I wanted to start a band with him. I've been playing drums for all my life, but I've never been able to be in a band before. And Michael built that pillar of our friendship that day, and we started a band called Old Bones. It's hard to say we because Michael had that whole band calculated every move without me or anybody else. We were also in a lesser-known two-piece rock band called Death Valley, which was just me and Michael seeing how loud his amp could get before practice started. And then we were in an even lesser-known band called Cyberdoth Dance Band, which was Michael playing the amplifier, Ryan Muir playing the computer algorithm, and myself playing the vacuum cleaner. We became really good friends after that, and after I had mentioned to Michael that I had never left Florida before, he invited me to go on a road trip to Big Bend National Park, where he showed me caves and caverns and mountains for the first time. We drove through the desert in the middle of the night with no cars or businesses or people for miles, and we laid in the sand, and Michael showed me what the sky looked like with no city pollution. Michael was my brother. We fought and we bickered like brothers do. We laughed and we traveled. We made music like best friends. And Michael set me straight when he had to. He told me when I was wrong and acknowledged when I was right, just like brothers do. When I was at my lowest, Michael didn't abandon me, even though he probably should have. We rode bikes, made music, went to a ton of shows, shared new music and beer, and we ate our body weight in Chipotle and Tijuana Flats because neither of us were ever eating meat at the same time, guys. We sent each other the same Hard Rock Live video of Story of the Year for 2011 every few months just to remind each other that that was probably one of the best live performances either of us had ever seen. Michael was effortlessly a great musician, a great friend, a great partner, a great brother, a great son, and a great leader. He never said he was the leader, but we all knew to follow him. His ride got cut short and it hurts a lot. But for 36 years, this world was a better place by having him. And we're all better people for having him.
So you guys don't know me, I'm Zach. Like Cody, or like Jordan said, like I've probably known Michael the least out of most of his closest friends. I too met Michael through Sam Ash. He gave me my job, and he believed in me like he did everybody. All of us here know how wonderful Michael was, how impactful Michael was to all of us. But I looked up to him like a big brother. He treated me like a big brother. He accepted me for who I was. He understood who I was deep down, the things that even normal people don't get to see or hear from me. He was definitely a confidant in that sense. I could come to Michael with any problem of mine and he'd help me with it. And I'm gonna miss that guidance from him. He helped me through a lot of stuff. He showed me how to, stand up for myself in certain times and speak up when I needed to. Yeah, it's a lot. It's unfair. And it hurts. But, we just want to remember Michael for all the good things that he did and that he brought us. And not too much more to say that hasn't already been said, but was just an amazing person that just embraced everybody, anyone. He was good, he saw the best in everyone, he only wanted the best for everyone, and he was not one to steer somebody in the wrong direction. One of the nicest people I've ever met. And so, I remember him for all of the great things that he did. That's all I can say.
In 2015, when I started working with him at Sam Ash, and at some point we started hanging out on Tuesdays, and I don't remember who asked who to start hanging out, but it just happened, and I just remember all the memories that we made on Tuesdays, and all the late nights we stayed up, and movies we watched, and just being goofy, and all the people we brought into our entourage. But my favorite moments were just me and you. I remember all the times we didn't say a single word to each other for hours, and those were my favorite times. You were either showing me how to do something, or showing me something that brought you happiness. One of my favorite things about us is we could both sit in silence and say nothing to each other, but we both knew that we loved and cared about each other. Yesterday was the first Tuesday in 8 years that we did without you, and it hurt so much. But I promise to keep it up in hopes that you come visit us. The Tuesdays won't be the same without you, and I thank you for everything you taught me, and being an older brother to so many people. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, but thank you for everything.
Everybody knows Michael as the most stubborn person they've ever met. And the hardest part about losing someone is having to cherish the memories you made instead of make new ones. So I'm going to tell you my favorite Michael story. After he was diagnosed in July of 2021, he was bedridden for months, and it took so much courage and strength and stubbornness to get up and get out. And I was going to North Carolina in March of 2022, and he was like, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna go. And we were planning it, and we went, and there was a cold front that came through and iced over everything. And we were hiking through Pisgah, and if you've ever been to Pisgah, there's Looking Glass Falls, the most beautiful waterfall you've ever seen. And you can see it on his face. He's like, I made it. This is the first time that I've made it out here. And he slips and falls and cuts his hand open. And he gets up cursing and yelling, but then he starts to laugh, and we're just looking at his broken open hand, and he was like, all right, let me just bandage this up and let's keep going. And I was like, dude, are you all right? What's going on? And he was like, no, I'm not that fragile. And we kept it going. So that's, when I think of Michael, I think of the nicest, most stubborn person you've ever met. And you didn't always know when he was being nice because he was so stoic and statuesque. And you could say something that you thought was the funniest thing on earth, and he would just go, eh. Anyway, love you, Michael.
Mike was the first friend that I had that showed me that unconditional love is something you can get from your friends. And, it's crazy how someone was able to only see the best parts of people and to not see any of your flaws, and to always encourage you to be yourself, do what was best for you, even if that meant he got less time with you or took you far away. Just always wanted to make he always just wanted to make you the best version of yourself, the best way you could. He always knew how to make everybody laugh, feel safe, feel like they could be themselves around him. I really can't thank him enough for what he did for my life and family. He showed me how to be a proper friend. And I hope that at some point I can be what Mike was for me, for someone else. Man, I wish I had some good, funny stories to tell, but I feel like it might be a little embarrassing.
Respect.
I'm super grateful that all of you are here. You guys are going to let me chat about Mike for a second. Lucky to have most of you, if not all of you. And yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Michael was my best friend. He is my best friend, and and my soulmate. I really think that every day we spent together was my favorite day. We traveled together. We stayed home together and did nothing. When we did travel, we always took the long way home, and we took the back roads. And I would be so lost without him. He's a human GPS. Everyone knows. He can always tell you where north is. He's so brave. A lot of you got to see his battle, and some didn't even know he was, because he never said why me or that this is unfair. He just said, I'm gonna go ride my bike. So love him so much. And thank you all for coming.
Well, it's wonderful hearing from all these young people who know our grandson Michael, and all your remarks bear out our experience with Michael. You know, he had the benefit of 3 grandparents. You know, the Fernstrom family. They had many vacations up in Washington, up near Mount Rainier. I think he must have got his wanderlust and enjoyment of the outdoors, maybe seeing Baker Lake and things like this. And Tim has some wonderful, scary memories of breakdowns coming down Mount Rainier, things like this. And then he had the benefit of the Prairie family here, you know, and he loved them all. His grandpa Billy, I don't know, what did you used to call him, Mr. Harry? Where's there?
Papa Harry Bay.
Yeah. I think Michael took after him. He had a wonderful beard, you know, and I think he did. And then all the Brady family, and he loved his grandfather, great-grandfather over there on that golf course in Lakeland. Had us over there a lot and visiting. And then he had the Stankos, you know, the Stanko family. His Uncle Scott, his Uncle Mark, and his dad, Tim, and Grandma John, and me, and then in the 3rd generation, the grandchildren, Selena and Mark, and Brianna and Gabriel. It's great. It's so great. It's hard losing a family member, and I think it's a wonderful turnout in Michael's memory, and we'll never forget this. It's a wonderful thing. You know, when Tim and Sissy and Tracy telling me about the funeral arrangement, they said, now don't you get involved, it's all, their music is set and all, and I had it all on my phone and everything, but I never got to play it. I held back, and I do want to recite, though, what I would have sung. And it's something that my wife Joan requested to be played at every song or played at her funeral. Some of our older people may recognize, but there was something there in between that I messed up on. I forgot. It was a hymn, Going Home, you know. And I'll read you. Going home, I'm just going home. Quiet light, some still day, I'm going home. It's not far, close by, through that open patch of woods there, I guess. Work all done. Cares laid aside, never fear no more. Grandma Jones there, expecting me. Grandpa Billy and Grandpa Alan's waiting too. Lots of faces gathered here. All the friends I've known, all the friends I knew. I'm just going home. Shadows gone, break of day, real life has begun. Wide awake with a smile, going on and on. Going home, I am going home. I'm just going home. Amen.
Amen.
Return
Thank